Welcome to Capture Culture, where worlds collide, creatives thrive, and the beat never dies. We're your hosts. That's Adam.
I forgot. I forgot. What? That's it. Hi.
I'm Alex, coming fresh with a mic check and thanking you for the time you're about to invest. Yo, I was like, did you forget recording?
No.
Are we not? Are we not on?
Well,
Is
usually when I'm before the show, I figure out like a little hello, a greeting. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll say it
I
in
got you.
French. And this time
we?
yeah, I started too quick. And so it was a premature forgot. So that was,
It started quick.
yeah.
You gave me the countdown,
Yeah,
bro.
I did. I did. I know. That's why I was like, forgot.
You're the one that yo, I love it. I love it because every time we come on, it should be the same but slightly different, right?
Yeah,
Are you the
exactly.
same animal but a different beast?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, but like you're the one who's kind of, you got the stable, you're always the same, you say the same thing, and I come in with a little bit of the different, so that's what I'm just trying to do, keep it a little bit different.
You different, brother. You different.
Yeah, I know.
That's that the world needs to see your what you got and what you bring to the table.
For instance, this green stuff in my hair. Right,
yeah, bro.
For
you got some like green dreads in your hair, right?
Yeah.
Are you looking like Lil Uzi hair?
It's 2023, man. Put some color in your hair. Put some.
You're old Uzi. You're old Uzi.
I got old Uzi fart.
I ain't going front, man. I'm jealous. When I see people do their crazy hairstyles, I got nothing. I can't do anything. Literally, I can't do anything.
Don't say that, man.
I would, bro. I really would. Like, braids look cool to have. Like,
you've got
dreads look cool to have. I think I rocked a semi-afro back in the day, just a semi one, because my hair is thick and curly.
Well, you keep the hair on your face kind of close to your face, close to your skin, so it's kind of hard to do something with that hair. But
I just groomed today. How do I look, bro? I watched our old videos right now that we recorded like recently, and I'm like, yo, my shit is looking bummy.
Dude, you look the same as you ever did. Like, you look exactly the same. I've known you for like 50. Actually, dude, tell you the truth, I was just watching earlier this morning. I was watching a video that I put together of you of like all like these Vine clips from back in the day, like 10 years ago, and we both look crazy different. And
yeah, I look different. I've actually, so what you just said right there is false, because I have changed over the years.
But to me, you look like, I'm like, this guy looks exactly the same as I've ever known him, but maybe
that's what I say.
It's just a trick of the mind.
It's crazy though. It's because when you see people a lot, you don't really notice change because you change with them, and their gradual change just is like some you understand, you see it.
Right.
But it is cool because then when you look back, you're like, damn, I was this much thinner, or like I had hair. It's crazy because my coworkers, when they see pictures of me with hair, they like, their mind is blown. And to me, this is still kind of new, being bald. Like, the bald bearded look is still a little, it's about 3 years old, but like, I know and I remember myself with hair. So when people trip out when they see me with hair, I'm like, man, life comes at you fast.
Hey man, so what about this, man? My dad goes to Turkey to get hair plugs. Is that something that? Thing. Yeah, is that? And it's cheap. It's like $500, and his hair looks great, dude. It looks amazing. It looks real. Is that something you never do?
I joke about my baldness, like I don't like it, but I like it. I actually like the look. I've grown into it. I've always been one to be like, you are who you are. Like, you got to have love for yourself.
Right.
That's like knowledge of self and love for yourself is very key to succeeding in life. And I'm still learning. I still have to love myself in a lot of ways that I'm learning. But that was always my mentality going into it. And I pull off the look. I don't look weird with this look. So is it something I might consider down the road? Yeah, maybe. Maybe if I'm 50 and I'm having like a midlife crisis or so, and it's more inexpensive and the look of it is real. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, possibly. I saw something that they're like coming close to inventing like a quantum computer,
right,
which will change everything as we know it. Like, a computer that works with atoms. So essentially what they could do is they could run millions and millions of like tests instead of using Petris, like for the medical industry.
Bro,
right?
You know
like
what?
They could.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
You know what I'm excited about for the quantum computer is that when they put that quantum computer in the real dolls, and then all of a sudden these dolls are like talking to you and kind of giving you, a whole new world. The real dolls, the sex dolls, put that quantum computer in their
get
brain.
Get your head out of the gutter, bro. Yo, everything always turns to sex. That's the nature of the game. That's the nature of the business.
For everybody.
Anyways, what I was gonna say is I'll wait for this quantum computer to get made, so then they could create an easy way for hair growth, and then I'll just use that. You get what I'm saying?
I see. You want the quantum computer to figure out your hair problems, and I want the quantum computer to fuck it. I want to fuck the quantum computer, and you want to. I got it.
Yo, man, you need a therapist, dog. I sometimes I feel like I'm your therapist when we do these shows. Like I do.
You kind of are.
I do, and I do know you so well, and I'm not afraid to tell you how it is. But damn, dog, you just want to fuck a doll. You're like Lil Dicky. You bring up Lil Dicky, his obsession with his like sex dolls that he has.
The sex doll saved his life, dude. From his
You need a real woman. You need a real woman. But no, you go. Hey, you know what you could use instead of a sex doll is the new Apple Vision Pro.
The new Apple Vision Pro. Yeah.
Let's talk about that, dude. Apple they unleashed their AR. They're in the game, which means the whole AR game is about to step up.
Which also means the whole new porn game is going to step up too.
Exactly.
Right.
It didn't take people long to use the internet for porn and all that shit, man. Yeah, the porn game is about to step up, but that's crazy, bro. $3,500 price tag, first of all, but it looks insane. When people envision the future, this is like what I envisioned. I envisioned something like this what's cool about it is you could see your surroundings and you could see your space, and it puts like your TV screen, it just fills that void. So it's like intense, man. It's like what you would think, like if you put shades on and the computer's all there, like Minority Report type shit.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. It's very, very like Minority Report. To me, if I could afford something like that, it would be on at all times. I'd be at my computer. I'd be using my computer in it, watching my TV in it. I'd be, I'd visit my friends in it because you could have meetings, virtual meetings and stuff like that. To me, it's awesome. To me, it's kind of
so cool.
It's been a long time coming, and I feel like it's a little late as far as 2023 goes, but it's fine.
Here's the thing with Apple. With Apple is they don't join the game till they feel like they could perfect it. Like Apple is the definition of that. It's like Dr. Dre albums. Dr. Dre is only going to drop an album if he feels like it's going to be a classic. That's kind of what Apple does. Like they drop new phones and watches every year, but as far as like their technology or something that's going to be a game changer, they only drop it when they feel confident in it. And that's what makes Apple exciting. That's why I love Apple, but that's what makes this AR Apple exciting, because I know you've been on AR for a while. I know MetaQuest has been out for a while. MetaQuest, I think, is dropping their third version right now. So AR is not new, but like I said, when Apple enters the game, it's game on. That's like when Michael Jordan walks out on the court. And they're going to elevate it. And like you said, it's going to be so crazy. They have little cameras on the bottom of the screens, like right here. So it could like catch your hand gestures and your finger gestures. That's how you could click and open things and move things around. And we're just going to be like, Adam's going to be like pinching nipples, watching his VR. Imagine the gestures Adam's going to be doing if he's on the.
Just probably a lot of this. Probably just a lot of this motion, but.
I don't think that's a gesture. You're probably going to actually be holding the actual thing. No, you could probably get like one of those fleshlights. And they'll be Bluetooth.
Probably
they'll pair to the VR, and that's a thing, right? That's crazy.
What, flashlights? They're not crazy.
No, not flashlights, but if they're Bluetoothing to a device, and they're mimicking what you're watching, that would be insane.
Well, they do have sex toys where you have a partner on the other end, and it's linked through Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth, but somehow linked to each other. And you feel, I just found out about this. Yeah, you feel what's going on. So like it adds a whole new dimension to long distance relationships, Like it's
I believe it, man.
Whole new wrinkle.
When it all comes down to it, sex is just the ultimate drive to everything. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of really is, man. So yeah.
Is it not? This is why God put us on the planet, right?
No, I'm not against that. Yeah. I'm just saying it's just kind of a fact. It's very interesting. So taboo yet in so many cultures, and people are still like, it's still like on the hush hush, but it's not. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting topic at all times, man. Anytime sex enters the room, like the room just got a little more fun. You get what I'm saying?
Agreed. 100% agreed. The room just
You
got a
know?
little bit more fun. I mean, but sometimes sex could enter the room and things could get awkward, you know? Um, all you got
Correct.
to do in those situations is put a smile on your face, you know, and see where it goes. So I don't know.
Hey, I
That's what
guess
I
with a
do.
VR, you don't have to worry about any of that shit. Just you're lost in the zone.
True. True. You know, with a VR, what you could do is you could go. Did you ever see that episode of Black Mirror where they're playing like Street Fighter mode? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And they're
it's
well, it's such a great episode, right? And to explain to anyone that hasn't seen the episode, what it is, these two guys are playing video games with each other, and one's a girl character, one's a guy character, and they fight each other, but then at the end of the fights, they end up kissing each other and stuff like that. So it's this weird kind of now. What is that? Now, if you had your virtual reality $3,500 headset, Alex,
Yeah.
and you wanted to, let's say, would you ever use it to perhaps maybe, you know, experience experience something that you are a little bit too afraid to experience in real life? Perhaps, like, say, you know, kissing another man, you know? Is that, I mean,
No.
no,
No.
you wouldn't?
Kissing another man, no. I have honestly no curiosity about kissing another man at all. Having a sexual, I thought you were going to go with like a sexual experience. Yeah. I mean, I think everyone's going to be a little curious about maybe having a sexual experience within the VR and what that would be like. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Of course. It's human nature. Exploring that, no, not really.
I'm more
But let's backtrack. Let me
Okay.
backtrack. That Black Mirror episode is amazing. And if you guys don't know Black Mirror is on Netflix. New season is about to come.
Oh,
And it's one of the most brilliant shows I think ever made. You asked me last week, like, what's a great show? And I kind of froze. I couldn't really think about all the shows that really I think are amazing. I was just kind of thinking of like what's running currently, right? But Black Mirror is one of the best.
agreed.
That episode, right? Two homies like you and I are VRing and they're playing like Mortal Kombat, right? And then one guy's the guy, one guy's the girl, like you mentioned, and they start fucking, but they get addicted to the fucking in the VR.
Yes.
And then they meet each other in real life and they try to kiss to see if they're gay or not. And they're like, no, they're like, no, let's keep it to the game. And then their wives find out about it and then they get pissed. But then there's like an ultimatum. So the wives allow them to do it, right? Like once a week or once a month. And then the wives get to do
They allow them to do it
something
once a
else.
week.
Like the wives get to do something else, whatever they want to do.
Imagine writing that episode. You know, imagine coming up
Yeah.
with that episode. It's so funny.
Well, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And, you know, that's a good segue into Apple Vision Pro and VR is amazing. So cool. Me and you debate on this shit.
Yeah.
Shit alike, the pros and the cons. I'm not going to get too deep in the cons, but the con is not having a real human experience and just like your whole mind being just fucked with. And to you and I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Right.
Because you and I are older. We've lived a life without technology and we've lived a life with technology. But for like someone who's 8 years old right now, their life is going to be way different. And I think it is going to have it's going to stunt a lot of growth and mental growth. I do think there is a danger there to all of society. And we're all just going to be like WALL-E, like the movie WALL-E. Like everyone's just going to have a VR headset on and we're just all going to be like slobs and not truly connected to one another.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that.
Maybe it's definitely possible. But, you know, like when the TV first came out, you know, my parents were always telling me, don't sit too close to the TV. You know, you're going to ruin your eyes, you know. Don't play these video games, you know, you're going to go nowhere in life. Don't get on that computer. You're just going to waste all your time. You know, it's just, to me, it's a new technology. And to me, I think what it's going to do is going to open up a lot of new doors that, you know, haven't even been fathomed yet, you know? So
I agree with all of that. I agree with all that. But I think if we're being honest with each other, like our parents were right to a certain extent, you know, and you just see it now. I mean, depression's at an all-time high, especially with young teens. And that's because of social media and technology and all of that. And now they're going to be on VRs going through all the social media and technology. But we'll see. You know, I don't want to like dwell on it too much. We're like you said, Adam, it's here. It ain't going anywhere.
Right.
Like you've told me in the past. I'm fully aware of that. But it's okay to worry about like the bad consequences because there are bad consequences and it'll happen. God bless you, children. I wish you guys all the best that are gonna grow up in this crazy technological world where you don't know what's a boy, what's a girl, what's real, what's AI.
There's nothing
This
wrong.
world, this world is just gonna be crazy. It's different. I'm just saying it's gonna be
It's
crazy.
true, but there's
Bless you, young children, to decipher what's real and what's not.
but gender politics aside, like there's nothing
Yep.
wrong with being in a world full of a little bit of a chaos. That's makes it exciting.
World's always been chaotic.
Yeah.
We've always been primal, dude. Everything is gonna. I mean, things could be. They could go awry, right?
Right.
Like back in the day. I mean, well, Genghis Khan, all like the Catholic Crusades. Like, there's been so much bloodshed and rape of nations. Like, we are a primal bunch, bro. We are a primal.
Yeah.
This is what's embedded in our human DNA. Is just primal shit. I don't know.
But now I feel like we're more of a intellectual bunch. I feel like kids today, like the younger generation, 20-year-olds today, when you talk to a 20-year-old, they're so much more tuned into the whole gender politics. They want you to call them by their pronouns and don't mess it up. And to me, I'm kind of proud of them, man. I'm kind of like, hey, stand up for it. You do you.
The young generation's always gonna push shit forward and progress.
Yeah.
For sure. It's just a different world, man. It's crazy. We're in a pivotal time right now. I mean, like, everyone just look around, see what's going on. Like, this is a pivotal time, and it started with COVID and it's shifting, but technology continues to just push us forward, dude. So we'll see. Apple Vision Pro, man. I don't know. I might buy it. We'll see.
Hey, if you buy that, you're gonna be depressed for that $3,500 fine. Like that in your bank account. That's gonna give you a lot of depression. So definitely.
Yeah, there's financing options. Bro. So now we talk about crazy technology. Let's talk about what happened recently in Las Vegas. Okay, people have been talking about it. It's been on your local news. You may have seen something about possible aliens being seen. There was this huge flashing light that like fell from the sky and landed here in Las Vegas somewhere. And like an officer's body cam caught the footage. And when that light happened, there was a family that called 911 and said they saw 8-foot, 10-foot beings in their backyard walking around. The kid says he looked into this like alien's eyes, big eyes, and he felt sleep paralysis. He said that his eyes and vision weren't messed up, but the backyard seemed blurry when this flashlight came down in the house. And then they have cop body cam footage who went to the house to investigate the scene, and the cop's like, hey, I'm here because my partner across town saw the light and we're a little curious as to what's going on and shit. And it's crazy, dude. I believe in aliens. Adam, do you believe in aliens?
Well, okay, so there's no footage of the alien, right?
No.
There's no footage of the alien.
No.
So technically,
Just the light that's falling from the sky.
Okay, but I've seen lights falling from the sky as well, and assumed it was an alien. But the thing is that why is this one getting so much publicity right now? Like all these so-called sightings, have been around for as long as I can remember. There have been alien sightings,
time.
right? So why this one? Why is this now getting like nationwide attention? Why is it going viral now?
I think the reason being is it wasn't coordinated. I don't think the family saw an opportunity to call the cops and say, hey, let's let this be aliens.
Uh-huh.
I think the timing of everything of when the light happened and fell down and when the family called the 911, I think maybe that's what triggered shit is a potential of that. But you didn't answer my question, bro.
What was your question?
Are we
again?
alone? Are we alone?
Definitely not.
Do aliens exist?
Definitely not. Oh, we're definitely not alone. They do exist, but do they exist in our hemisphere? Do they exist on our planet? No. That light from the sky could have been a drone falling. It could have been anything.
But if they didn't find any
Crash,
damaged equipment or
Right.
crash sighting, then
or
what could it be?
an alien.
There is a picture. If you look it up, the cops, when they investigated the scene, they found like a perfect circle in this kid's dirt in the backyard, and I don't know, man. I don't know if it's real. Here's the thing. If like when you watch the movies, no one ever believes the people that saw the aliens, but you as the viewer are like, you got to believe them. We saw it. We know it's happened. Like, this is kind of when I watch this kid talking about it, I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily believe him.
Mm-hmm.
or whatnot. Maybe he just wants attention. We live in a day and age where everybody wants attention.
He's a
But
kid.
he's a kid, he's a kid. But I do believe aliens exist. And contrary to what you think, man, I think they're already here. And I think if they are here and if aliens do exist, I think we should be worried about them, because I look at it like this. If I know I have superiority over a creature like a cockroach or a rat or a scorpion that may come into my house, right? I'm gonna kill it, and it's gonna be no questions asked. And even if I let it live, you could always just squash it at any time that you want. And I feel like if aliens do exist, all right, they probably do have a superiority over us. If they're here before we ever get anywhere, they probably got technology, all types of shit that's gonna be over us. So I would be a little nervous, man. I wouldn't trust a motherfucking alien.
What do you
I can
think
tell you that.
they look like? Like reptilians? Like you think that they're reptilians wearing human skins, or do you think they're like gray with big old like big heads, skinny bodies, or maybe orbs of light? Even they could be, What do you,
I th- I don't. When I think of it, you think of just like what the movies have seen.
right?
But I would imagine like a shape shifting type of creature, or a creature that adapts to the climate and whatever planets they're fucking exploring. Because every planet has a different climate and terrain, so they would have to be adaptable to that. I mean, if there's aliens on the world on this Earth and they're not that, then that means whatever world they come from is similar to our world. What if an alien is just a parallel universe to us? Like what if an alien looks like me? What if there's an alien out there that looks like you?
The bizarro version of you and I, right?
Like the Spider-Verse, like Marvel and DC, they got their universes, like exactly. Maybe that's what an alien is.
Definitely wouldn't be that crazy to think of something like that and be like, oh yeah, maybe it's different dimensions. But I'm talking about alien invasion, bro. I'm talking about saucers in the skies. I'm talking about lasers sucking you up out of the sky. I'm talking about to me, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like we should be worried about, and that's not coming. If aliens are invading our planet, they're doing it in a sophisticated, smart way where we can't even tell, And I really just think that the government is priming us for one world civilization, by getting us to band together against a common enemy, a common threat, which would be that from,
It's like the script to Independence Day. I mean, I think they're priming us for aliens just in general. Area 51 has been in the news as of the last couple of years.
Right.
Our government has come out and said they have alien spacecraft.
Right.
Like that's a thing. I mean, somehow that just went under everything when COVID was happening and didn't necessarily get a lot of press. But that's pretty crazy. I just feel like if they come to the planet, why would they come? They're either coming to harvest the planet, or they need stuff from the planet, or maybe their planet has been demolished and now they need to live here. And I don't know if we could coexist. I don't. We can't even coexist here amongst each other, amongst races and different skin tones and skin types and sexual orientations. I don't think we could coexist with some aliens.
What if the aliens are like Kryptonians, and then when they come over here, or Super Saiyans, they could be.
Then we're enslaved. And we're fucked. Then we're enslaved.
And we get Goku.
Here's a thought. Though. What if the aliens are in the sea, bro? What if the aliens in the water? Because now the ocean makes up so much of our planet, and there's so much of it that's never been explored in the depths that we don't even know.
Well, the water.
One time I was faded. I was faded with a homie, and we're like, yo, we always look up to the stars to see where the gods are at. But what if they're in the ocean? That was the question. What if they've been in the ocean the whole time?
The water is not our domain, dude. Where we could visit, but we can't survive. We can't live. We can't inhabitate. There are creatures down there that definitely do look like something out of a movie. For instance, an octopus, like a killer whale looks crazy. There's definitely different fishes and stuff like that. Like there's hundreds of thousands of species, but glow in the dark craziness, right?
What's crazy is I believe there's no species on this planet that has an octopus's DNA.
Whoa,
Not one.
that's kind of crazy.
Not one. They're escape creatures. I'm not gonna dive too into it right now, but
Right.
octopus is like a super interesting creature to study. It's nothing on this planet is like it. It's a trip, and they have the big alien head.
This this thought just popped into my head. What if the
Yeah.
aliens were snails now, and they're just slow aliens, and they're that, and you know they're trying to take over, but they can't.
snails.
They can't come and take over our planet. We're too strong. You know, we just smash these snails. You know, but they got the little. They could look like that, man. That could be an alien. I mean,
Sure, I'll let you marinate on that thought some more. We
Yeah.
could we could go back
Thanks.
to. I don't know if an alien is a snail, bro. But I don't know, man. The deep ocean's crazy. Dolphins, you know how they communicate, and the whales and all that shit. And I bring all this up because there's a story recently about orcas that tried to sink a yacht. Like they were tossing around a yacht like a rag doll. Rag doll was in quotes. Like that is how they were tossing it around. And when I was watching Shark Week on Discovery one time, there was a story of a shark attack on this lady in shallow waters, and a group of dolphins came out of nowhere and saved her and
Wow.
like fucking got the shark away from her and then just swam away.
wow.
I'm like, that's wild.
You know, it seems like like the whole Jaws idea of sharks being scary, like the scariest animal in the sea, is kind of that of the 70s, man, because the smartest animal, the smartest creatures in the sea now, like the dolphins, are out here like raping or excuse my language.
I've heard stories of that. No,
Right.
no, I've heard stories of like a lady or someone was raped by a dolphin.
Right. Or
It's crazy. Raped by a dolphin.
they hunt in packs. You know, they and orca whales are throwing things around, ships around like a rag doll. That's scary, man.
Right.
Free Willy is true. Is you know,
Free Willy.
I grew up on Free Willy and how he's trying to kill me. That would. What is,
Yeah, I
what
mean,
is
you
the world
can't
coming
blame
to?
them, bro. I mean, us humans just kill a bunch of animals, bro. We don't give a fucking rat's ass really about this world, you know.
Yeah.
There's a few that do and protest, but really, we've been like destroying this planet in our evolution. Like it's a bit crazy.
We're bacteria. I feel like I've heard Joe Rogan say that we're a bacteria
Yeah,
growing. You know,
exactly, and we're just like killing the planet.
makes
I mean,
sense.
Sadly, we gotta learn our ways, man.
Yeah.
It's a trip. I mean, speaking of animal cruelty, something else that happened recently that could help the animals is two entrepreneurs, man, from Mexico, and Adrian Lopez Velarde and Marte Cazares.
I love how you said it with the
I have to respect it with the R.
yeah.
Adrian Lopez Velarde and Marte Cazares, two Mexican entrepreneurs. They came up with cactus leather. Premium leather that feels just like real leather, but made out of cactus.
All right.
Just cactus. They're saving billions of animals, man, potentially. Billions of animals going to be saved and not harmed due to this cactus leather.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
I'm almost a little
Yeah,
hesitant
little
with cactus.
applause.
Sorry. Well, okay. But I'm almost
Little applause for them.
okay. But I'm almost a little bit hesitant with cactus leather because it's like, is that shit gonna poke me? Is that gonna be itchy on the inside? You know, is it gonna be uncomfortable at times if it gets wet? You know, like is it going to bloat up?
Well, that's like real
Is it
leather.
gonna
That's
save
like real
up?
leather.
No. Well, cactuses have the pricklies. You know what I'm saying? They have the sharp.
You have the pricklies
You
and the
know,
sharp shit.
and then
but
they
no,
store water
they're
inside
taking
of them.
they're taking the pricklies out.
Okay.
Well, they're not just like taking the plant and like shaving it and making it cactus. There's this whole method that they do to turn it excuse me,
You got it.
to turn it into leather. So that's dope, man. It looks cool. They got it in green, they got it in black. It's said to look and feel just like the real thing.
Just like the real thing.
Just like the real thing, dude. Just like the real thing. I would want like one of those cool new handbags that men wear, you know, like a little merce you put over your shoulder. You kind of
Of course you do.
put it up, you know, this is a fresh look. I would get a cactus leather merce,
All right, maybe I get a cactus leather fanny pack. Maybe, you know, maybe.
right? Would you ever wear cactus leather pants
I would.
and be a rock star?
Does it breathe? You know, like is it breathable? I mean, if it's like leather, then no, bro, definitely not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't wear much leather nowadays. In fact, I feel like leather is kind of a little bit of a fragile fabric, right? Like it's if you get it wet, it's pretty much done. You know.
Well, it's known to be rough. It just depends on the cut. If you have a nice leather coat, maybe or whatever. But No, I mean it's meant to be like durable. You feel me?
Yeah.
What makes the story crazy is leather has been around for 7,000 years. So for 7,000 years, no one has ever reinvented leather, and these guys just did it.
Hey, props.
And these
Congrats.
guys just did it using a plant.
And they're from Mexico, you said?
They're from Mexico.
You know,
I mean, that's crazy, bro. That's almost like reinventing the wheel. You know what I mean? Like it's been done. It's crazy. What else can we do?
Mexicans, man. I just saw Flamin' Hot, and they did this guy, he changed the entire chip game, you know?
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I mean, I gotta give it up to Mexicans, man. They are hard. Props to the two scientists down in Mexico, changing the game for clothes and Mexicans.
Props to them, man.
Props.
It's
Respect.
great, dude.
Respect.
You know what else happened, dude?
Yes, sir.
This is a crazy story. 4 children survived a plane crash in the Amazon. Okay. 4 children, indigenous children, survived a plane crash in the Amazon. They were 13, 9, 4, and 11 months.
Were they all related to each other? Did they know each other?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm gonna think so.
They-
I think so.
So imagine that, and they're surviving together, 4 kids together. I mean, I think that the oldest one would be like, all right, I'm in charge now. There's no parents.
Of course.
You guys gotta, now you got, if you want to live, you gotta, they must have tortured the youngest one too. They must have like,
Look at me.
I'm looking.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm the captain now.
No.
That's probably what the 13-year-old was like. I'm the captain.
Right. I'm in charge. Dude.
You know, with like plane wreckage behind them. Like, it's a trip, bro. I'm assuming the pilot died. Okay. Whoever was flying them, they died. So people did die on this plane crash. But these 4 kids not only survived the crash, they survived in the Amazon for 40 days.
There's like
40 days.
There's wild insects like spiders, hornets, monkeys, chimpanzees,
Anacondas.
Right.
Fuck. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about the snakes that fucking slither through that Amazon.
You got to give me more on this story, man. I need more details, though. Details have emerged about how 4 Colombian children survived in an Amazon jungle for 40 days after a deadly plane crash. Siblings, they're all siblings, part of the Hui Toto indigenous group. The eldest possessed some skills needed to survive and care for the younger siblings alone in the jungle, the family said. The uncle, Mr. Valencia, told the media outlets that children were starting to talk after Friday's rescue, and one of them said they hid in tree trunks to protect themselves from snakes, animals, mosquitoes, and creeping in the jungle. So yeah, so tree trunks, huh?
Tree trunks, bro. Trees, the life. A tree is known to be like a life force when you think of the tree, from the roots to the branches. These tree trunks save these children's lives. And yeah, snakes and insects, bro. I feel like when you're in a fucking forest or jungle, whatever it is, like that would actually be like a prime concern, because those motherfuckers are everywhere. You don't know where you're gonna get bit by, stung by.
So familiarity with the rainforest fruits were key to their survival. Okay, they were found with 2 small bags containing some clothes, a towel, flashlight, 2 cell phones, a soda bottle, and that they used to collect water. Wow, man, these kids are incredible, bro.
It's incredible.
Incredible. Yeah.
You know, when I first told you this story and I said indigenous, you were like, well, they probably know how to survive off the meat of the land because they're indigenous. And you were totally right about that. Like the older one knew what to do. To me, the bonkers thing is there's a kid in there that's 11 months old. Like, damn, bro, in 40 days.
Check this out.
You're eating berries to stay alive?
Check this out.
Is that
the mother was alive with them for 4 days. So they were traveling with 3 adults in a single engine Cessna plane. The mom survived with them for 4 days. The other 2 adults died. And then the mom passed away.
That's sad, dude. Yeah. They witnessed their mom pass. Like,
it's such a heartbreaking story. Damn.
Heavy. Your plane crashes and your mom survives with you, and then your mom dies 4 days later, and I can't even imagine, man. These kids, like, could you and I survive in the fucking Amazon for 40 days, bro?
Not for 40 days. I mean, maybe for a couple days, and then we would kill each other.
We would just get annoyed with each
we would
other.
just kill each other.
We would just start
I feel like our survival would be like, you know what, fuck this motherfucker right now. What did he just say to me? I'm about to rip his head off.
Nah, bro. You know what? Yin Yang, bro. SNWA for life. I feel like really you and I would fuck that. I feel like we would come together. All right. We might have a discussion one night when things are looking very dreary. We might be like, yo, who's eating who? You know?
No. Okay. So let's.
I'll be like, yo, Adam, I got a little more weight. I'll sacrifice myself.
No, let's paint the situation. Who would be the hunter, right? Who would be the hunter? Who would go out? Like, so I would probably start.
We'd both be. I think we'd both be. Yeah. We'd have to. Imagine trying to kill like a fucking leopard together. I don't know what's in the Amazon. I don't think a lion's in the Amazon. I'm trying to think of what would be, or an anaconda.
So I'm talking, we're going fishing. We're probably fishing. We're hunting. We're gathering berries, maybe some. That's probably all I would know how to do safely. Just maybe fish and berries, dude.
I don't know how to forage. I would be nervous with berries. Who's gonna be the test? Who's gonna be the test person that eats the berry? You? I think you. You're a little more adventurous when it comes to putting things in your mouth.
That's pause, dog. That's come on, man. Like, that's not even right. But no, then you got to think about shelter. You know, these kids got into a tree trunk, man. Like. Ooh, and shelter is not. I mean, it's cold out there in the Amazon. Then at nighttime, all those noises, all the noises in the Amazon at night, it's crazy.
We would have to definitely take turns. Obviously, one staying up, one going to sleep.
The youngest one was 1 year old.
11 months.
1 year old, dude. So imagine this 13-year-old, which was a girl. She was a girl. The 13-year-old was a girl.
Wow.
She's taking care of a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and making sure her 9-year-old sister or doesn't mention, but the other one gets, So it's really about this 13-year-old girl, man, who
and her mother just died,
and her mom just died. Wow. Yeah, this girl is definitely more powerful, stronger than me, than I ever will be.
Lessons to him.
Yeah.
You never know what you're capable of until you're in that moment. I hope to really never ever fucking know, what I'm capable of in that moment. But I don't think, as much as I could be confident of myself, I don't think I could last out there for 40 days. I'll definitely eat something. If like other shit doesn't get me, I would probably eat something that's gonna poison me and then weaken me, and then the other shit will get me.
How are they getting
I'll see a mushroom. I'll see a mushroom and be like, yo, let me eat this. And I'll probably trip out, get poisoned, and die. Well, the Amazon is, I mean, that I would imagine it's raining all the time. Yeah. And if you're standing under a tree or something, you could probably drink it and all that stuff. And I've seen a couple episodes of Naked and Afraid. You get a little creative with the leaves and the big leaves that you have to try to, yeah.
I kind of want to go on that show, man. Gotta tell you, I kind of want to be on that show, man. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, there's naked chicks. I mean, a couple of them are cute, at least, So it's like you're. I'm watching the show. I'm like, man, that chick's kind of cute. Like, I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I could probably get on the show. Like I. Imagine like what they're doing when they're not like trying to survive. Dude. They're probably just banging, like.
Yo, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Are you in a drought, bro? Or has it become hard for you to where your chance of pussy is to go on naked?
No, man, I just want that experience of like that, having that, like that.
Adam's in a drought.
That, it's like a survival situation. Yeah, it's a sexy survival situation. Like that's a unique thing. Sexy survival is a new frontier. I haven't yet discovered it yet, bro. So I don't know, man. It could be a new kink for me. Who knows? So
I think if they ever see this, they will never put you on the show. Now they're like, no, this dude's a rapist.
Hey, no,
you're gonna get raped.
No. Don't put that out there. Don't put that out there, man. That's not right.
No, you're right. Yeah. I ain't gonna put that out there. Yeah. But when you speak like this, like if that's what you if that's what you go into the show looking for, they're gonna be like, yo, we can't.
What, you think all those people just went on the show because they want to be famous? No, they're freaks, man. They want to be around naked people all the time. Maybe I should just go to.
Do they ever? Has anyone ever fucked? Has anyone ever fucked?
I'm sure they do fuck on the show.
Google it. Let's find this out. Google.
Oh my God.
Where's Google when we need it?
Okay.
Let's find this out. Has anybody on Naked Afraid ever fucked on the show it's got to be fucking on the show because coupling up after, maybe you survive this intense situation together, maybe you couple up. So, but a lot of them are with people already, right? I don't know.
Well,
I
here's the
haven't
thing.
watched
This
too
is the
much of the
first
show.
season. This is the first season where there's multiple people that they're playing, as opposed to one people. Okay.
One people.
Yeah. The biggest question I get is, do you hook up with guys? And the answer is no. That's not what happens out there. Everyone is dirty and tired. It doesn't really happen. You have no
Right.
libido out there. It's really not a sexual experience. Well,
Of course.
well,
Of course. Of course.
I beg to
I can
differ.
appreciate your comedic spin.
I beg to differ. No, it's
I don't think so at all, dog. You got like mud and grass and like maybe some like fucking caterpillar up your ass, and you're trying to get all like sexual out there. I don't know.
check this one out. Do the women get feminine hygiene products? Everyone wants to know what we do when we're on our period. The show
That's
does
cheating.
the show does not allow us to have tampons. It's not
That's cheating. Yeah.
only a sanitary hazard, but it's a safety hazard because you don't want to attract predators, dude.
Yeah. That's true too.
I mean, that's
Right?
crazy. Imagine getting a
Wild.
bear attacked because you're on your
You're on your
period, dude. You know, it's
I guess maybe that's why they call it a period, because that's the end. That's the sentence. That's the ending. Ending right there, dog. You got the bear on your ass because you're on your period.
all right. Well, maybe I don't want to go on the show, but it's
Yo,
pretty fun to
How
watch.
how did we ever get to where we're at now, dude?
Well, the children,
really?
children surviving in the Colombian children.
No, I mean, like, really think about like just as a humankind. How did we survive winters and summers, and how did we get to where we're at? It's truly mind blowing, bro. Like, we are a premium elite species, damn near the top of the chain, damn near apex predators. That's how we got to where we're at.
Can I tell you what I believe it is key to our survival, is key to our advancement, is our thumbs, man. Like
That's what they say, the thumbs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we with thumbs.
Alexis
Go ahead.
Alexis told me this theory that the apes ate shrooms
Yes.
and tripped out and gained this higher intelligence of how to maneuver better, how to hunt, how to eat, how to create shelter, but essentially magic mushrooms being
I've told you this
the
theory as
spark
well.
plug. The spark plug to the evolution.
It's a catalyst of our consciousness, you know, of our like,
Crazy.
you know, I feel like I agree with that 100%. I believe it, you know, and actually,
I've been eating the chocolate mushroom bars recently. I've been eating one square at a time,
oh,
and that's all I'll do, just one
Okay.
square, because I'm not trying to go down the rabbit hole.
right.
Right. I was always very curious about the microdosing aspect of shrooms, or taking it like here and there, but at a very subdued level. Right. So that's
Mhm.
what I've been doing. I haven't been tripping out at all. And if I could look at my last couple weeks, my energy levels, bro, have been a little better. I've been a little more happy. I have been a little more happy. I'm cracking jokes. I'm in my bag, dog. I got my like charisma. I got my swag back a little bit. Partly also because I've been going to church for the last however so months.
Right.
And that's also what intrigued me actually to the chocolate shroom. Some people might not make the correlation between church and chocolate shroom, but essentially it's the spirit and enlightenment. And that's what I've been working on. And I feel a breakthrough coming, but I do feel like it's helped me a little bit.
You know, ancient tribes have their young children go on spirit walks. You know, like you
Right.
go off into the woods alone, and you, when you come back, you're a man. But when you go out there, like you're out there for however long, and you're taking these tribal mushrooms, you know, these things,
Psychedelics, to say the least. Psychedelics.
but in their culture, they're not looked at.
Organic psychedelics.
Yeah, they're not looked at as like a psychedelic the way we look at psychedelics, right? So it's a rite of passage, and to me, I feel like that's been part of human civilization, man, and to me, I think it's an essential part of growing up, man, and your mind and kind of maturing, just like the apes, just like how Alexis was saying, you know, when they ate them, they had new ideas and stuff like that. When we eat them, we're just apes having these new ideas as well. Like we have all these kind of revelations and things that we can't put our fingers on when we get out of it. But when we're in it, like it all makes sense, you know? But yeah, props on you. So it's the experiment with the mushrooms has been good for you then?
Yeah, so far. So far. It's my thoughts are kind of normal, maybe a little deeper, but I'm totally in control. But I just feel a little more happy, a little more less stress. My back's been hurting me lately from my accident. I played basketball like 2 weeks ago, and it kind of like re-aggravated some shit. But it has been helping me, right? And maybe a little refocusing me. I do get drowsy. I don't know if that's because the time of day in which I'm eating them, and if I'm already tired, but it does like really calm me down. It's maybe more of a body high than anything. Then I've taken them with the theory of I want to get like creative and try to like write or do whatever. I haven't really gotten around that to that yet. I've done it 3 times when I've just eaten a square. So we'll see. We'll see. I got some bars, and I'll continue to test it out. And I do think it works, though, man. I do. So to go back to like all of us, like humankind evolving from shrooms, I definitely believe that. You got to open that door, and you got to push yourselves. And as far as a rite of passage, test on rite of passage, you will encounter your innermost, darkest fears when you're really tripping on mushrooms. And you don't die. So what does that do? That makes you stronger, and it gives you a little more enlightenment as to who you are. And even that fear, you might not have even like thought about that fear, and it made you realize that that's a fear of yours. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I've experimented myself with them a lot when I was younger, and so much so that now, like when they're around me, I kind of get a little nervous. I'm like, I don't know if I want to get all emotional, start crying, and have revelations and all that.
Right.
Like so. But I definitely do respect them, and I think they're a vital part of one's youth. I think everyone should do them. So
I do. I actually believe that too. Yeah. Everyone, it should almost be mandated in a controlled, safe environment, but it should almost be mandated that everyone kind of walk through that door at least one time and see what it's about.
Yeah.
No, I had a random thought recently. A blind person has a service dog. Who picks up the dog's shit?
Dude, you know what?
Who picks up the shit of the dog that is helping the blind?
Well, service dogs, they go through their school, so I imagine that the service dog might be picking up its own shit. It's that smart. It's it could be picking up its own shit.
Let's be realistic about it. I know a service dog knows not to shit in the house. Like it definitely knows maybe areas, and maybe when you're home, like wherever you do shit when you're home, like there's a certain spot the dog goes and shits. Maybe they're trained to shit at a specific spot every time. But let's say you're walking the dog.
Right.
And and your dog shits. How do you know? How do you know where how do you know where to dump it? You need some more assistance than just the dog. I would imagine. I'd imagine.
You know what? I'm gonna Google it right now. Actually, this is kind of killing me. Who cleans service animal?
For the blind specific
animals, poop disposal. Okay. The handler is responsible for caring and supervising the service animal, which includes toileting, feeding, and grooming. Okay.
That doesn't really answer the question, though, right? I think this is a mystery that's unsolved right now, unless you ask a blind man.
Well, here's a webpage entitled, "Do I have to pick up my service dog's poop?" Okay. But I guess service dog is different from a blind service animal, right?
Yeah, we're talking exactly. Anyways, man, just a thought to ponder to all our listeners and everyone out there. I mean, it might eat at you.
One of the 8th wonders of the world,
right? I also think, like, how does a blind person know when to stop wiping their ass?
Well,
you gotta have a bidet. This is what I'm thinking. You gotta have a bidet to like just kind of help you with the whole thing. Right. So then when you're going in, it's pretty much mostly clean. But is that good enough? Is that good enough?
Well, I think bidet is way cleaner than toilet paper.
You still got to go in there with toilet paper though, because your booty wet. I mean, they got the little dryer and shit, but booty wet.
I got the answer for the blind dog poop.
Okay.
It's actually the responsibility of the dog guide organization to clean up the waste. So the guys who train the dogs
So
clean the
is there
waste.
specific routes they got to walk? Is there specific areas where, I mean, are these people just following these guys? They don't know it because they're blind. They're just following them everywhere and like secretly cleaning up dog poop and dog waste. You know, I almost wish you didn't tell us the answer just because I like the mystery. It's still a mystery to me because even your answer provides a certain amount of mystery, right?
Blind people must learn how to pick up their dog's feces through training and patience. They must go through this training process under supervision and professional services.
Yo, you know, here at Capture Culture, we love you guys. We like to, we want, you know,
We're
this
asking,
is how we wanted to end the show. We really wanted you guys to think of a blind service dog's poop.
we're asking,
It's been puzzling.
And-
It's been puzzling.
asking the important questions here. Capture Culture, you know.
Anything, like hit us up in the comment section. Find our, you know, tell us what you think. Who's cleaning up all the service dogs' poops for the blind man and the blind woman? Who's doing it? Anyways, with that, y'all, that's good. I mean, what is it? I always fumble this last part right now. Stay at your best.
Stay at your best.
With a solid
Peace.
flex.
With a solid
something like that.
Flex. How about let's just change it to peace?
Oh, I got it.
See you
Stay
next
blessed.
time. Stay blessed. All right.
Blessings is that's the essential. Stay blessed at your best with a solid flex. Flex on them.
See you next time.